off. Just making sure we are actually live. Yes, we have some people joining us today. All right, guys, so we got Mortgage Monday, volume 73, version 2.0. Today I'm going to break it down a little bit differently. Today is going to be interview style. I am going to have a lovely guest with me that everybody cannot see, and they are going to ask me some questions that the people want to know. I'm going to talk a little bit more about me. I'm going to talk about some things that have gone on this year, and I'm going to let my co-host take it away. So, co-host, why don't you introduce yourself so the people that can't see you know that you're here?
So I am Christopher's wife. I am also in the mortgage business with him. And I'm going to be doing the interviewing this evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have to be loved to have your wife sit down here in the cellar, as what we're going to call it, to do this live interview tonight, because people have been hitting me up left and right asking me, Chris, what's going on? I'm seeing some stuff on social media. I didn't hear from you last week. Where have you been? Where's Blue Steel? I'm going to hit you with it right now. First question. We're on the clock.
So how are you feeling? Why the blue suit?
Oh, how am I feeling? You know what? I feel big.
Big?
Not as far as like weight or size, but I feel like a lot's going on right now. I feel like I'm getting pulled in multiple different directions, and I feel big. I know that's kind of a weird way to describe it, but it's been an interesting last couple of days. This blue suit. I know I mentioned it once before, but we were actually at Triple Play down in Atlantic City, and a good friend of mine, Matthew Van Falsen, CEO and president of Absolute Home Mortgage, was down there, and he had this blue suit on. And I was like, Matt, bro, you're killing it. This suit is beautiful. I was like, where did you get it at? And he goes, oh, it's an oboe suit. And I said, I have no idea what that is, but I have to have one. So he sent this very nice suit, which I call Blue Steel. Why do I wear it? Why does Superman wear a cape? Because everybody has to have that something that they throw on to become invincible, to become that element that they need to be in their business. Shane goes, are you in your basement right now? Shane, that's none of your damn business. So I hope that answers your question about the blue suit. How am I feeling? I'm not going to lie. I'm feeling stressed out. I'm feeling pulled in multiple different directions. We got a lot going on with starting a new brand with a new company to, helping our clients, give them the best service and, the best version of me in the business. So it's been a little crazy right now, to be honest, but we're getting through it day by day. So fire away question 2. I'm sure you have a couple there.
So what is your why?
A good one. What is my why? I'm going to roll the clocks back 8 years. And my why comes from being in the mortgage business, starting out and going through the home buying process and kind of being lost and, not really given direction on what I'm supposed to be doing throughout the process, the steps involved that it took to get that approval, to close on my first home. And, you can even attest to this. The first condition sheet we got from our loan officer, and it had 28 conditions on it. And I remember sitting down being like, wow, this is a lot of work. This is a lot going on. Where do I even start? And I just remember that there wasn't any direction. And I had a fantastic real estate agent back then, and she was doing her best to help me, but I just didn't know anything. And one of the things about me, if you guys don't know, something that I don't know, I always try to figure it out. It's like solving a puzzle. It's like always having this innate urge to just figure out what that answer is any way I can. And that answer at that time was mortgages. I wanted to find out more about mortgages. I wanted to be more in touch and know what went into this process of buying a home. That is the largest financial transaction of people's lives. I wanted to know what that felt like, what that was, what all the answers were. So I dug in, and 8 years ago, I became a loan officer, and kind of the rest is history. It was my urge for just not knowing that really created the urge for me to be in this business. Taking it back even further, people say, Chris, where do you get your work ethic from? And I would say the majority of that is through my parents. My mother, Sharon, she's a school teacher. She's been a teacher her whole life. So I think that's why I have an urge to work with first-time home buyers and to be able to educate them. And then my father was a general contractor. He was in construction for 35 years. So I think that gives me my insane urge and obsession with the business and drive to not only be the best out there, but to always better myself and to always learn, always be learning, always being a sponge. Just, with being a branch manager like I am, I have to wear many hats. And that involves doing multiple different people's jobs and learning different things at the same time. So, it's all about learning. And I think that's why that kind of is my why, because I want to give back to those that don't know about the mortgage business. Does that answer your question?
It more than does.
Sounds like I went a little bit too long. Guys, this is going to be a longer Mortgage Monday tonight. I am making up for last week and this week, so I do apologize. Blue Steel is here to stay, but this will be a little bit longer. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. Next question.
So I'm sure most people have realized or seen that you've made a switch in companies. So why Guaranteed Rate?
Okay. So that is a great question, and I'm just going to answer that as truthfully as I can. I absolutely love the company that I was working at before, GSF. It was more of where my goals and where my dreams were going in 2019. How I wanted to assist my clients. What tools did I want to have in my tool belt to be able to say I can be the most effective version of myself out there. And I think, just after a while, as you're in the business, you start to see different versions of yourself, and you start to see how you can better yourself to help your clients. Because at the end of the day, everything that I do, every second of my day is allocated is to helping our clients get to closing, is to helping our clients get the best financial platform out there that they need to buy that house. So, I just feel like I got to a point where my goals and ambitions better aligned with Guaranteed Rate, with the technology that they have, which is second to none, the interest rate platform and pricing that they had, which is some of the best that I've seen, and just their overall support. I mean, I've technically only been here for a week, but the things that I've seen so far, I just think I can be the best version of me. And that kind of allows me to reintroduce myself into the game because, I was told by so many people, Chris, what's going on? Why do you always look stressed? Why do you always look tired? It's because being in this position, dealing with, let's say 10 to 15 buyers a month that are closing on their house, dealing with everything that being an entrepreneur, a business owner has to deal with. It's very crazy. It's hectic, and it definitely wears on me. And I think this was just a good option for myself to have a great work-life balance. And everything I've seen from GR and heard from GR, I've just been absolutely blown away. So I think it's going to be one hell of a transition, and I think it's going to be one wild ride. And I'm just excited to be the best version of me. Yes.
So in addition to joining a new company with Guaranteed Rate, you also joined with another team. Do you want to talk about them?
I am going to talk about that a little bit. So my partner, actually, you know what? So I did partner with another team in Delaware to kind of create a mega team. We are the first branch coming to Newark, Delaware area. But that is actually what I have going on for next Monday. So my partner, James Chong Ling, is going to be my guest next Monday. So let's hold that question to Monday, because I definitely want to have him there to kind of answer some questions together. We can kind of talk about our teams and how we're partnered up and how that's going to affect Delaware and all the surrounding states, because obviously I'm still licensed in 14 states, which is a beautiful thing. So let's rock and roll to that next question.
So what makes you love what you do?
Easy. Closing. Getting to closing. Being able to go through that 30-day process, that 20-day process to get to where I'm sitting there side by side with our clients and they get those keys. They sign that last document. We get up, we take that picture, I shake their hand, and I see that look in their eye that they are just super excited to be homeowners, to get through that process that people make up in their mind to be this just great big thing, that we try to make it a lot easier. We try to make the home buying process fun. We try to make it stand out. So I love what I do when I get to closing and I see that look, and I know that I helped that person's dream come true, because that's definitely something that's very important to me, because so many people in this business treat it like a transaction. Hey, here you go, sign some docs, send me this, here's closing. And a lot of loan officers don't even go to their closing. Shame on you. You should always go to your closing. I will go to any closing that I have within a 4-hour radius, unless there is something out there that is pulling me back that I physically can't. I've driven to Virginia for closings because I care about my clients. I want to see that satisfaction. That is what I am all about. That is why I am in this game. It's not to wear this crazy blue suit that looks damn good on me. It's to help and see those people smile at the end and know that I didn't just create a dream today. I just created a dream for the next 5 to 7 years. Every day when they wake up into that house, they can say, you know what? I went through the Mortgage Boss. I sat down with Chris Patilli at Guaranteed Rate, and I was able to get the best program for me, and I'm happy with it. Shoot.
So I definitely think you found your calling in mortgages, but if you didn't end up in mortgages, what do you think you'd be doing?
I heard The Bachelor is starting a new season, so I'd probably want to interview for that.
Try again.
Okay. Back in the day, honestly, I thought I was going to get into construction. Like I said, my father was a contractor for 35 years. I was in the construction business from the time I graduated 8th grade all the way up through college. And I always thought that I was going to take over the family business. And I've done everything from swing a hammer to push a broom to operate an excavator to drive a dump truck. That's what I thought I was going to do. So I don't know, if I wasn't doing mortgages, maybe get back into construction, maybe, restore cars. I don't know. That's kind of hard to say. People talk about working and stuff, and it's like, yes, my job is stressful with everything that I have going on, but I still don't consider it work because I enjoy just everything I do.
So what do you think is the biggest lesson you've learned so far?
Lessons. The biggest lesson that I've learned is to always be honest and to be loyal. And I think loyalty is a two-way street. If I'm asking it from you, then you're already getting it from me.
Oh, who said that?
Harvey Specter said that. But I think that goes a long way because, I am always loyal to my clients. I'm always loyal to my referral partners. If I don't have the best product for you, I'm going to tell you that straight up, and I'll send you to that other loan officer that can help you out. It's not about me. It's about you, because when I do the right thing, that's karma, and karma's going to come back to me tenfold. So, I think that's a huge part of this business, is to be respectful, to be honest, and to be loyal. People don't want to hear bullshit. They want to hear the truth. They want to hear real things. And I've learned in this business that you have to deliver bad news like good news. And, people respect you on that. And, whether it's out of your control or not, just knowing that you're honest and upfront with them, I think is what makes a good loan officer. And just not just that, just what makes a good person is just, can you be straight up? Can you tell the truth? Can you be honest? So I think that's a lesson that I've learned.
What would you say is your proudest moment or accomplishment?
See, that's tough, because back in the day when I started, I would have said to put a monetary number out there to achieve for income. But, that was many years ago, and that's not really a goal of mine anymore. It's, how many families can I really help? How many people can I sit down with on a day-to-day basis, face-to-face, and go over their financials, and for them to have that person that has their back, to be the people's champ, to kind of rise up when, I get a phone call from, one of my agents, let's say, and they said, Chris, I just heard back from our buyer. You were the only one that took the time to answer her questions, and that responded to her call when all the other lenders said, hey, we can't do it. Not every loan has to be a $600,000 loan. It doesn't matter about loan size or money or anything like that. It's just being able to help those people, because if they know that Chris has my back no matter what, the rest is history, because I'll make the loan happen.
So then what is your goal for 2019?
To help 125 families.
Why 125?
Because it's more than what I did last year. I think with the platform that I'm on, number one, I know I can help more people. But I think, being a part of that is just getting myself out there, and I want to be more face-to-face. We're having a beautiful office built. We just got incredible retail space where people can walk in off the street, sit down with the loan officer, and really go over, your mortgage information, your loan scenario, go over your credit, go over your income, explain the pre-approval process. I want to do more face-to-face. I would love it if I had 15 meetings a month just with first-time home buyers that would come into my office and sit down and really just ask me 100 questions and just drill me with, things that they're unsure of, mortgage myths. Chris, do I really have to put down 20%? No, you don't. Do I really have to have an 800 credit score? No, that's not, so many people go through life like that. Is it worth renting over buying? Well, let's talk about that. Let's go over your goals. Let's go over your objectives. So I want to sit down with more people this year. I want to help them more face-to-face. I want to get more involved with the community. I want to throw events, and I want to help other entrepreneurs like me succeed. And I want to do that by leveraging my business and leveraging what I do to help others in the community and help their businesses grow and help my homeowners at the same time by, being able to influence and being able to kind of give them, other connections that they may need in the home buying process, whether it's a real estate agent or homeowner's insurance agent, a great title company, a real estate attorney, or whether it's just a painter or a contractor, somebody that's going to help them out after closing. That's what I want to do. That's kind of what I want to increase this year. And I want to do more videos. I want to do more educational pieces that I can kind of step out of my comfort zone, because as you know, I'm not very good at shooting videos with scripts. I like doing this live a lot better because I can mess up and I can be real and people can see me kind of for who I am. And I think that's a big part of it.
And lastly, why don't all lenders offer the same loan programs and incentives?
So this was a question from Shane Pezic. And Shane, I definitely appreciate this question. Every lender is created differently, whether it comes to the structure that they have, whether they're a correspondent lender, whether they're a broker lender. And with that different structure is going to come, number one, different programs. You may have a lender that does 100 FHA loans a month. You may have another lender that does 1,000 FHA loans a month, or conventional. So depending on the volume that lender does, you're going to have different loan programs, and you're going to have different leeways per se on each program due to, how close you are with Fannie, Freddie, HUD, etc. So, each lender, like I said, has those different programs based upon their status. Not a lot of lenders are licensed for Delaware State Housing Authority. It takes a rigorous process to go through with financials, with, P&Ls of the company, with having to fill out reference sheets and everything like that. So not every lender is signed up with that program. Same thing with different DPAs. But it's also the same thing with, maybe a portfolio product, or maybe this lender offers first front door if they're a federally chartered bank, and maybe this company is a direct lender, so they don't. So it's definitely, it definitely depends. And then also pricing. We didn't even talk about pricing. Each lender can have different pricing based upon what their margins are, how much money they want to make. So that's why I always recommend, even if you're talking to me or not, it's always good to talk to a couple different lenders, because number one, you want to find somebody that you gel with. A lot of reasons that people work with me, and I'm not afraid to say this, is I'm obsessed with what I do. I mean, it's literally something that I eat, breathe, and sleep in. I mean, ask my wife. I work Saturday and Sunday this weekend with my boy Tony Harris, and then also with Christina Foster this weekend, because we did open houses. We were out there. We're educating home buyers. Whether it's in real estate or whether it's in mortgage finance, it doesn't matter. We're out there putting it down every weekend, and that means a lot to me. So I'm always accessible. And that is something that, people like about me, that you can call me at 9 o'clock at night and I'm going to answer the phone. Unless I'm sleeping or out on a hot date with you, I'm going to answer that phone. But either way, I'm going to let them know, hey, I can't talk right now, but I will get back to you. And I've heard from people, you know what, Chris? You got back to me within 24 hours. That's what makes the difference.
Well, that is all I got for you.
What questions do you have for me?
If you had to choose between Daisy and Bella, one goes.
That's messed up.
Who do you save?
What other questions you got? Give me something serious about me.
No.
Put you on the spot.
These were my questions to begin with.
Not all of those were your questions. Those were the
Most.
questions of the fans.
Most.
Well, guys, I definitely appreciate all of you coming out tonight. You know, I wanted the chance to kind of sit down and just answer the questions that people are wondering. Chris, why did you make the move? Are you still in the mortgage game? Absolutely. Are you going to be able to be more effective than what you were before? Of course. You know, my goal is to always better myself any way possible, whether that's having the support behind me, whether that's having a different company behind me. I don't see it as a failure. I don't see it as, oh, Chris didn't work at GSF anymore. I don't see it that way. I see it as I am going to do everything humanly possible to be the best in my game, to be the best in the business. I know I'm not there yet, but I know each day I am a step closer because this hustle will never die. I will always outwork the competition because that's how I'm built. That's how I'm structured. I love being in the cellar right now because this is real. That's concrete. I love concrete, and it's just, this is where I'm home. So join in next week, guys. My partner, James Chongling, will be here with me in the cellar. I kind of like that. And, we're going to answer some more questions about the new branch coming up, 2019 guaranteed rate, Newark, Delaware. It's your boy, Chris Patilli, a.k.a. Mortgage Boss. If you guys need anything, hit me up. I'll send you my new contact info. Any questions, I will sit down with your clients face-to-face. I will do open houses if you're a real estate agent. Just give me the heads up, guys. I am your boy. Take care. Have a good night. Yes!